Hello.
Hello, and welcome to Dream Idiots. My name is Morris. That fellow is Brian. Brian, how are you doing?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
Doing all right. Got a little bit of the empty nester blues as both of our kids will be off in college as of tomorrow. So life is about to change for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's good.
that's going to be reflected in my story today when we get
Oh,
to
okay.
that. So this
Congrats and or condolences,
yes,
depending which one is
it's a little of both,
appropriate.
I think. It's a little of both. Each week, Brian and I tell each other stories from our own past, from history, from current events to stuff we might have made up, but we'll let you know when we make it up. And then we also have a curse word of the week at the end of every episode. Brian, where can the good folks find us and our stuff?
As always, we are on every single podcast platform out there, Apple and Spotify and all of the rest. You can find us at dreamidiots.com. The whole back catalog is there. Over 200 episodes at this point, including compilations and things. So you can scroll back and see anything and everything. And then we're also on YouTube. So the last, probably half of our catalog, maybe only a third, you can watch Talking Heads on YouTube. So if you find that idea just riveting, by all means, go check us out. But on any platform, please like, share, and subscribe. And then if you want to drop us a story idea or a curse word of the week, that's always appreciated. DreamIdiotspodcast@gmail.com. And we appreciate everything you're doing for us.
Yes. And I believe you said you had an announcement for us today.
Oh, just one small announcement. Way back 18 months or 2 years ago, I covered the little story about the San Antonio realtor, Suzanne
Oh, yeah.
Simpson, who vanished, an awful, tragic, but in many respects, a very typical case. Her husband, Brad Simpson, has been in jail all of this time. And if you haven't heard that episode, I mean, just Google Suzanne Simpson. There's a lot of things out there. Husband has been in jail all this time, but either today or yesterday, they finally set a court date. So that case is going to
Good
trial here.
Lord.
He's just been in holding this whole time, and so they've been fighting over evidence, and his attorneys are demonstrating their ability to be just flaming cocksuckers. But everyone's entitled to a defense. But anyway, so that trial is gonna be starting here reasonably soon, and that'll be fascinating. But
All right.
stay tuned.
Yeah, keep us updated on that because I don't get those kind of updates about what's going on in San Antonio unless
Right,
uh, yeah, that'd be good to hear about. Are we ready to get started?
let's go.
Okay. I'm going to do something I've not done before. I'm going to dedicate this episode to one of our listeners. I'm going to dedicate this episode to San Antonio Marvin
Okay.
because
Hi, Marvin.
hello Marvin. This episode is called, my story for today is called "Lyrics That Killed Me," and it's less
Okay.
of a story and more of a deep dive into songs that make me feel stuff, good, bad, horrified, feelings,
Uh-huh.
feelings and stuff. And Marvin was a big part in helping me build my musical tastes over the years. And so this is going to be dedicated to him. And I'll talk about a couple songs in here that he talked me into, and I appreciate now more than ever. Because, like I said earlier, I'm going through some changes with the kids being off at school now. Things are getting different and strange, and you might say that I'm just a morose son of a bitch lately, but we'll see because I'm going to start off with I've got 13 of these for you, Brian,
Okay.
and let's talk about maybe your reaction to them or not. You might hate them. I don't know.
Okay.
Let's start in a very strange place, but not really. Bob Dylan.
Hmm.
I know you're not a big Dylan fan.
I'm not.
Yeah. Um, a lot of times people say, I love his lyrics, I hate his voice. Whatever. Okay. And you also assume this imagery and all this wonderful stuff, but Dylan could also be a real dick when he wanted to be with his lyrics. And so with these lyrics, these are lyrics that made me just my jaw dropped when I heard them for the first time or figured out what it was about. This is from his album Blood on the Tracks, which I think he once in an interview said that he couldn't understand why people got so much joy out of his pain
Hmm.
because it's blood on the tracks. It's from the song Idiot Wind. Are you familiar with this song?
No, not at all.
Okay. I'm not going to try to sing these in any way, shape, or form, but the lyrics that stunned me go like this: Idiot wind, blowing every time you move your mouth, blowing down the back roads heading south. Idiot wind, blowing every time you move your teeth. You're an idiot, babe. It's a wonder that you still know how to breathe.
Yeah,
Pretty nasty, right? I mean, that's
pretty
pretty.
nasty, and in in this day and age, pretty spot on.
Yeah, it is. And Blood on the Tracks is one of those, right? It's my favorite Dylan album, but it's all about changes in life. It's clearly about a breakup of some kind. It ends on a hopeful note, but there's some devastating songs on that record, and Idiot Wind is just one of them. But it's really, I can't really describe how mean spirited this song is. Um, Number 12. You like Nick Cave at all, Brian? Do you know much
Um,
about Nick Cave?
I know very little about Nick Cave.
Well, uh, he's probably best known to most folks as his one of his songs provides the theme song to Peaky Blinders
Hmm.
on Netflix, and that's Red Right Hand. But the song I'm talking about is called "The Curse of Millhaven." And in order to talk about this song, I need to talk about murder ballads. That's the name of the album, but it's also what the album is about. Are you familiar with the Great American Murder Ballad?
No, not at all.
Okay, a murder ballad is a song that is basically told from the first point of view, usually of the killer, as it's typically a man killing a woman he loves. Delia by Johnny Cash is a murder ballad.
Right.
Our
Okay.
history is filled with them. Um, it's really this artistic commentary on the way that men victimize women. It's a way to also spread kind of history and stuff when it comes to certain events. But Murder Ballads is basically filled with these songs, this album. And Curse of Millhaven is no exception. The album also includes just about the filthiest. Oh, it could be a murder ballad. It could be a murder ballad in terms of because this album includes the filthiest version of Stagger Lee I've ever heard,
Uh-huh. Okay.
which is about a man who
Hmm.
goes and kills someone for gambling. He thinks the guy was cheating, and he blows him away in a bar. Filthy, filthy version. Curse of Millhaven recounts a narrator telling us about, surely you've heard of the Curse of Millhaven. It's narrated by a 14-year-old going on 15-year-old girl named Lottie. And early in the song, you learn that a little boy was found dead in a creek out at 1 Mile Creek. His head was bashed in and stones were found in his pockets. And then a high school teacher's pet terrier named Biko was found nailed to his front door. And this is what you learn in the first few moments of the
Yeah.
song.
Okay.
And then these lyrics: a lot of people were saying things that made little sense. The next thing you know, the head of Handyman Joe was found in the fountain of the mayor's residence. Foul play can really get a small town going. It's beautiful, it's macabre, and as the song progresses, more and more horrors befall the town of Millhaven. A woman named Miss Colgate is stabbed in the head and killed. Kids break through the ice on Lake Tahoe and drown, and a fire raises a slum. And the killer eventually admits to all of these crimes, except for the dog Biko, which was perpetrated by two junior high psychos. So they take credit for everything
Except the dog.
except the dog. Yeah. Um, it's an astonishing record from start to finish, and it ends on a very joyous note. Bob Dylan tune, actually. Death is not the end, which is it's a strange juxtaposition, but it's my favorite record in the Nick Cave catalog. And Curse of Millhaven is the song that always gets my attention when I listen to it because it's just this
Okay. Cool.
madhouse of a murder ballad. Number 11. Ryan, how do you feel about Jackson Brown?
Mixed. I've listened to a fair amount of Jackson Brown back, high school, a little bit
Mm-hmm.
in college. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, his album Late for the Sky is my personal favorite album, and the
Okay.
title cut is about two people who are trying to come to terms with what they mean to each other. And I remember talking with San Antonio Marvin about this when I listened to the album for the first time, probably in my early 20s. And I said, "Yeah, I just don't get it. It's not clicking with me." And Marvin said, "Wait until you get closer to 30 and just see how you feel about it then."
Okay.
And so the song I picked from this, I could have probably picked any song on there, but there's a song called For a Dancer, which is just this really incredible reflection on mortality. And the lyrics go like this: Into a dancer you have grown, from a seed somebody else has thrown. Go ahead and throw some seeds of your own. And somewhere between the time you arrive and the time you go may lie a reason you were alive, but you'll never know.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, right. And it's I don't do it justice because Jackson does a great job singing, but just this idea that we impact each other's lives and you never know how, and you might not ever know how. And it's okay. You've got to learn to be okay with that if you're
Right,
going to
right.
get through this life. So that's number 11, Jackson Brown's For a Dancer. Bryan, are you familiar with Bill Withers?
I know the name, but beyond
Okay.
that, no insight.
His big hit was Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone.
Okay.
Yeah. He released this album in the early 70s that's live at Carnegie Hall, and it's fantastic. It's one of my favorite live records. And he presents this song called, and there's a lot of talking in between it. And the talking leads into songs. It's a very, it's an evening with Bill Withers. And the song is called I Can't Write Left Handed. And in the song, he describes how he met a young man from Vietnam who lost his arm. And the kid says to him, I can't write left handed. Would you please write a letter? Write a letter to my mother. Tell her to tell her to tell her to tell the family lawyer, try to get my brother a deferment. Just a brutal assessment
Hmm.
of war and its impact. And the audience reaction is just this kind of like an intake of breath when he gets to that line.
Right.
Um, Still gets me when I listen to it. Fantastic record from start to finish. I can't write left handed. This next one should come as no surprise as anyone who's listened to the number 9 coming up here, that anybody who's listened to this podcast before. You ever heard of a guy named Bobby Braddock?
No.
He's also known as the King of Tears for his ability to write really sad country songs. He and Curly Putnam wrote this song that is best remembered as performed by George Jones. And that song is He Stopped Loving Her Today.
Hmm.
And it came out in 1980, which always surprises me because I think it sounds like it came from 1964. And the line that always gets me in it, the lines, is this one. Kept some letters by his bed, dated 1962. He had underlined in red every single I love you. I went to see him just today, and I didn't see no tears. All dressed up to go away, the first time I'd seen him smile in years. And of course, he's watching his friend being taken away by the Undertaker's
Hmm.
hearse.
Right.
So the only thing that stopped him from loving. And I remember hearing that as a kid and being just like to the point of tears, like listening to it because it just really hit me. And my dad was like, "It's just a song." It's like, yeah, but the guy, he,
But you don't understand.
um, number 8. You know a group called Beulah?
Mm.
They're around in the early 2000s, and they have a song called an album called "The Coast Is Never Clear," which is fantastic if you're into the 90s, early 2000s indie music scene. And there's this opening line to this song called "A Good Man Is Easy to Kill." And every time it gets me and I start laughing. So this is an example of a song that just makes me crack up at the presumed, I don't want to say arrogance, but self-centeredness of the narrator is the way I read this. I would be overstating if I said I knew you well or that I knew you at all. When you flew through that windshield and your life passed reel to reel, was there a bit part for me? it's, it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that's
I
cool.
mean, and it's me reading it is one thing, but hearing all the lush strings behind it as he's singing it and the horns just kills me every time. Very funny. Bryan, are you aware of a rock group called the Rolling Stones?
They sound like they're rock and or roll.
They are rock and or roll, a little bit of blues in there.
Uh-huh.
And the song I had to pick from the Rolling Stones was one that just, it's one of those songs that just gets me. It's a country-fied tune because they did country pretty well, did the Stones.
Hmm.
It's called Dead Flowers.
Oh yeah, I know Dead Flowers. I can't place it though. Oh shoot.
Well, when you're sitting back in your rose pink Cadillac, making bets on Kentucky Derby Day. I'll be in my basement room with a needle and a spoon and another girl to take my pain away. Take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground, and you can send me dead flowers every morning. Send me dead flowers by the mail. Send me dead flowers to my wedding, and I won't forget to put roses on your grave. That's pretty good.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
And of course, it's got that sneer. You don't describe people as having a sneer in their voice, it's on their face, but god damn, Mick Jagger can have a sneer in his voice. Um, Number six. This is going to come as a surprise, Brian.
Uh-huh.
Um, a song called Catitude by Miley Cyrus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, with guest vocalist RuPaul. And the line is, bust my pussy nut while I finger your butt.
That evokes feelings for you, does it?
No, it doesn't. That was my son's suggestion to put that in as a
Okay.
gag to kind of release the tension. No, I'm not. I don't know anything about Miley Cyrus and very little about RuPaul. So that is not my number
Okay,
six.
okay, okay.
But
I
I thought
don't
I'd
think
break it up
RuPaul's
a
a
bit.
singer that I recall, but
Um, yeah, he sang it for me, then he played it for me, and I was like, oh, that's okay. Yeah, that's not something I would listen to, but okay. Uh, what do you think about? I think I know the answer to this. What do you think about Joni Mitchell?
uh have not listened to Joni Mitchell in depth, but do like I mean she's lauded by so many musicians from the 60s, 70s, 80s.
Hmm.
I mean, anyone, any folk adjacent singer of the last 50 years will point to Blue as one of their top five,
Oh
top 10,
yes.
they all do it.
Hmm.
Paul Simon, Crosby, Stills, I mean, pick them. They all point to it. And then later on, you could point to, folks like Crowded House and Sheryl Crow. I'm sure, there's a through line through all those folks.
Yeah, that there is, and it's funny you mentioned Blue because an article by Rolling Stone that came out when I was in high school called "The Best 100 Albums of the Last 20 Years, 1967, 1987." Blue was on the list.
Hmm.
That was the first Joni Mitchell album I ever owned,
Hmm.
and another person who was a huge fan of Joni Mitchell was Herbie Hancock.
Hmm.
He put an album called River, the Joni Letters, which was
Oh,
jazz
cool.
explorations of Joni Mitchell's tune, and of course she had a relationship with Charles Mingus as well, where she went and visited him in Mexico in his final days. She named an album after him. So yeah, you're right. A lot of people have been influenced by Joni Mitchell, and the song that gets me, and a lot of people, she actually kind of dismisses this song and calls it the chorus song for people who can't hold a note. The Circle Game.
Okay.
You heard this one?
No,
And you're going to see why it's on my list. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return. We can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in the circle game.
hmm.
Time passes, we get older, and there's nothing fuck all we can do about it.
Right.
And I've been feeling that a lot lately,
Yeah, me too.
not to get depressing. Number five on this list is a woman that a lot of folks consider to be the first rock and roll guitarist. Among them, Bob Dylan. She plugged in and went electric in the late 30s.
Oh,
She
okay.
was she was a gospel singer. Her name was Sister Rosetta Tharpe,
Okay.
and she was one of those artists like Sam Cooke who straddled the line between gospel and soul music and eventually had to make a decision. And a lot of folks consider her. Dylan once said on his old show, Dylan's Theme Time Radio Hour, that she was his personal favorite guitarist ever. There's videos of her. Check her out if you've never seen her. And this is very simple because her songs are pretty simple. This is the title and pretty much the chorus of the song. There are strange things happening every day. Simple, beautiful, wonderful.
Hmm.
She means it in a mysterious, wonderful way, but you can take it any way you want. But every day is filled with strange and wonderful things. And
Yeah.
that's what I've taken away from this particular song.
Hmm.
Um, Clean Train is good. I Hear Music in the Air. She's fantastic. If you've never listened to Sister Rosetta Tharpe, check her out. Would this be a list without a Texas singer songwriter on it, Brian? Probably not.
Hmm.
You a Towns Van Zant fan at
I was
all?
I was just waiting for this to happen. Yeah, I mean, when you gave me this category of list, like, so I'm betting Towns is on there somewhere. Yeah, I mean, just devastating. I've seen there are multiple documentaries about him
Yeah.
out there. I've seen a couple of them, and actually one of them, the filmmakers I actually know a little bit in Austin. Yeah, love him. Yeah, but just devastating songs.
Oh, they are. And this is a song called Rex's Blues from Towns Van Zant. And I told my wife, I said, "Look, I'm doing this, you know," and she kind of guessed at what I was going to put on there. I said, "What do you think of this song?" And she read it, she went, "Oh." Um, Rex's Blues by Town Van Zant. So tell my baby I said so long. Tell my mother I did no wrong. Tell my brother to watch his own. Tell my friends to mourn me none. Chained upon the face of time, feeling full of foolish rhyme. There ain't no dark till something shines. I'm bound to leave the dark behind. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty amazing, pretty heavy.
And it's heavy, but there's this just melancholy beauty in all of his works. And coincidentally, when we flew down for a benefit for this artist is throwing a benefit for public television and public media. And it was very strange because we stayed at this motel that was once owned by Willie Nelson. And every room in it had a photo of a Texas singer songwriter.
Hmm.
And so you weren't staying in room 309. And we happened to be staying in the Towns Van Zant room, which
Okay.
was we didn't even plan it. We just walked in and there's this beautiful black and white photo of Towns Van Zant on the wall. And anyway, we were going to see Jason Isbell. And Jason Isbell is my current favorite singer songwriter. People
Hmm.
call him alt country or folk. I just think he's a phenomenal singer songwriter. And during the course of this evening, it was evening with Jason, just him and his guitar talking to folks up on a little stage playing, you know, very quiet, very. He broke out with a version of Poncho and Lefty,
Uh,
which of course was written by Towns Van Zant. And he
right.
said, you know, if you're not a Towns Van Zant fan, I
What's
really
wrong
don't know
with
what
you?
you're doing.
Right.
But Jason, on a Reddit thread once, somebody said, "What's your favorite sad Jason Isbell song?" And they're like, "Don't you just mean song?" Because all
There's
of
only
his
one.
songs are devastating. Yeah, all of Jason Isbell's songs are devastating, and the one that always gets me in concert when I hear the opening chords, I'm like, "Oh fuck, here it comes!" And I've seen him 6 times now, and every time he plays it, and every time it's just, oh. It's called "If We Were Vampires,"
Okay.
and it goes like this. Maybe time running out is a gift. I'll work hard till the end of my shift and give you every second I can find and hope it isn't me who's left behind. It's knowing that this can't go on forever. Likely one of us will have to spend some days alone. Maybe we'll get 40 years together. One day I'll be gone, and one day you'll be gone. Good.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Brutal. Yeah. Hardcore.
Yeah. And when everybody's singing along with him, it's like, do you people know what this song is about? This song is about the yeah. This is a song about
This isn't. Let's do it in the round. Row, row, row.
yeah. Now you probably had to know that this next song was going to be on this list, number 2 on the list, written by a man named Abel Mirapol, who fortunately went by the pen name Lewis Allen. I first learned about this song the way I learn about most things, Brian, in a comic book.
Okay.
Comic written by Alan Moore,
Dark.
an issue of Swamp Thing that takes place on a Louisiana plantation where a historical film is being made, and some bad stuff happens with some
Hmm.
folks rising from the grave because it was a horror comic. The song is Strange Fruit, as performed by
Mm.
Billie Holiday, which is one that we've talked about many times. Other
Yeah.
people have
Just.
covered it,
But
but
her
nobody could.
version, yeah, her
Oh,
version, her
yeah.
voice, that haunting, lilty. I can't. I don't have the
Slight,
words to describe her voice
slightly
really.
raspy because
Yeah.
she recorded it a lot. She recorded this tune several times, but the one that she recorded towards the end of her life has just got this beautiful rasp to it that is just and the lines are southern trees bear a strange fruit, blood at the leaves and blood at the root. Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees.
Hmm.
And the first time that you listen to that, I guess I was probably 14 or 15 when I first heard that song, and it was just like, oh my God. Yeah, and this song was allowed that the fact that it even saw the light of day
Right.
or was heard in the light of day astonishes me. So, Bryan, knowing that I'm not going to repeat anyone on the list, who do you think number one is on my list? Just any guesses?
Hmm. Who might number one be on your list? I don't know. Drawing a
Hmm.
blank.
Well, I've always been a fan of this guy, and more so in the last few years since he passed during COVID. But his song Jesus, his album Jesus: The Missing Years was one of those albums that got me through college.
Hmm.
I'm talking about John Prine, a guy who started off his life as a mailman and ended up as just a great songwriter. And the last time I saw Jason Isbell, he and Dave Rawlings and Jillian Welch performed a John Prine tune together called Paradise, and it's
Hmm.
about coal a coal town that goes belly up, and it's a great song. But that's not the song that I want to talk about. The song that I want to talk about is a song called Sam Stone.
Hmm. Okay.
You ever heard this one?
No.
Okay. Uh, the song sets it up that he served in the conflict overseas, did Sam Stone. He came home to his wife and his family. He came home with a monkey on his back. And the line goes like this: There's a hole in daddy's arm where all the money goes.
Hmm. Yeah. I know that line. Yeah.
God damn. I mean, there were other songs written about this problem, like David Ackles has a song about it on one of his records. But there's a hole in daddy's arm where all the money goes. It's just such an you can just picture the guy tying off his arm,
Hmm.
getting ready to shoot up with that needle in the spoon, alone in the basement.
Yep.
And it as fun as John Prine is, I mean, he's got an album called Jesus: The Missing Years, his Sweet Revenge album. I mean, all of his early stuff. There's a bouncy fun to it, but every now and then he knocks one at you that you kind of don't see coming, and it knocks you a little bit sideways. And that for me is Sam Stone by John Prine. So that's
Right.
that's that's 13 songs with lyrics that wrecked me. Most of them emotionally devastating. A few fun ones in there, but mainly, emotionally difficult, I guess.
Hmm.
But the thing is that my list was much longer, so I wanted to condense it. So I'm going to do a second episode of this with a little bit of variation in it. I've already got, I think, about half of them picked out, the songs picked out, and I'm working through it because there's a lot of my favorite singer songwriters I didn't get to, and it's like I can't make a list like
It
this
can't
and
be
say
30.
this
It
is
can't
it.
be 30. Right.
Right, it can't be 30, so I'm going to break it up and do 13 more another time. In a couple episodes time, I'll get out the
Okay.
lyrics that killed me part two, and we can talk more about it. There's gonna be some different stuff in this one because there's some funnier stuff coming. Because I know this one wasn't that funny, but
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
I haven't had a lot of funny on my mind lately.
Hmm.
Um, as we're passing as a family another milestone in our continued march into oblivion. So that's where I'm kind of at mentally and emotionally. Lyrics that
Yep.
killed me, part one.
Yeah, very cool. Not at all surprised that Townsend's Ant was on there. A couple other tunes kind of popped in my head while you were chatting. There is an acoustic version, a really stripped down acoustic, simple version of Luca, Suzanne Vega.
Uh-huh.
That is just will just tear you, will rip you apart. I mean, any version of that song will do that.
Yeah.
She has another tune called Wooden Horse, which I always thought was much in that same vein. Um, the James Taylor song Copper Line.
Hmm.
Um, and then there are a bunch of songs that are popped, that I flashed on while you were talking. That I'm not sure whether they're evocative so much for the lyrics, but in how they are presented musically. But one song I remember always just thinking was incredibly cool, but devastating in a peculiar way. Space Oddity, David Bowie.
Oh yeah.
That's like how that whole thing is done. I mean, music is the only art form. I mean, I love all kinds of art, but it's the only thing that can really grab you in that particular way. I think whether it's how it's presented musically, or whether it's just the lyrics, they can really grab you by the throat.
And sometimes they grab you in a way that you don't want. Like someone we know, a mutual acquaintance of ours, was going on a date, first date with someone who's picking them up, and he just happened to have Warren Zevon's greatest hits playing
Hmm.
in his car, and it got to the song "Excitable Boy," which it's got the chorus is "He's just an excitable boy," and in the song it gets to the point where he takes little Susie to the junior prom. Do you remember what happens to little Susie after the junior prom?
No,
Well, the line it's horrific because you're bouncing along with Warren Zevon, another guy who can just turn it on a dime.
right.
He took little Susie to the junior prom. He raped her and he killed her and he took her home. And this is playing while he's on this date. And he's like,
Oh
"Oh, I
God.
should have thought that I picked the wrong greatest hits. I should have gone with Billy Joe. Oh my goodness,
Literally anything else, right?
anything else." Um, yeah, but I love that feeling when just something pops at you. And I've told the story about the time that uh, we were at a concert at Carnegie Hall actually, and it was the Magnetic Fields,
I love that. Yeah.
and they get to this point where he's singing a song from the point of view of a clown who's looking for somebody,
Mhm.
and she figures out it's my wife figures out it's a clown in the song narrating it and just starts laughing maniacally, and she's the only one in the entire auditorium laughing, and Stephen Merritt actually looks up at our box where we're sitting and just kind of looks at us like,
What the fuck?
what the fuck is yeah, it was like the Chuckles Bites the Dust episode of Mary Tyler Moore
Right,
show where it's
right,
just that suppressed laughter just kills you.
right.
So speaking of suppressed laughter, shall we move on to the curse word of the week?
We shall. We're going back to just the treasure trove, the well of goodness that is the country of Germany, because they
Oh
just
good.
give and they give and they give. Curse word of the week is Katerfrühstück, Katerfrühstück. Katerfrühstück.
Cut the Frühstück.
It's a noun. You wouldn't guess this. There's nothing in the spelling or the presentation of the word that really gives it away in any way, shape, or form.
It sounds
But
like catastrophe, but I'm guessing that's not what it is.
not too far off. Maybe there could be some shared derivation there. Kartoffelstück is the heroic meal that attempts to undo last night's confidence. It is the hangover breakfast.
Oh,
Kartoffelstück. So I thought that was sort of funny. So the good old country of Germany just keeps gives us banger after banger. It gives us that why does Germany have a word for you know
everything.
the noun for the circus person who enjoys eating streusel on Tuesday? Why is there a word for that? I don't get it. But I am working on a list of I have come across a growing list of German words that really are very, very practical and functional that we need to figure out how to adapt into English. They're the non-specific words, the words you actually might use, unlike Katerfrühstück, but that'll come on a later episode.
And your working title is German. It's more than just Schadenfreude.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, awesome. That is good. Cut the Frühstück.
Mhm.
Yeah. So biscuits and gravy for some people, a good greasy burger for someone else, a Denver
Mhm.
omelet for another
Denver
person.
omelet. I was about
Yeah.
to say the Denver omelet. Yeah. Or yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, protein.
Yeah.
You got to get protein, grease, and
Mhm.
line that tummy.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, folks. Boy, that was a roller coaster of emotions, wasn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah. All right.
One
Well,
more in the
listen,
books.
one more in the books. And again, this goes out to San Antonio Marvin, our good friend and loyal listener who is always up for discussing music and going to concerts and doing stuff like that. And he introduced me to quite a few of these devastating songs. So
So it's his fault. Yeah.
thanks. Yeah. Thank you, I
Right.
guess.
Yeah. Thanks,
All
Marvin.
right.
Thanks a lot. All right. As always, check out dreamidiots.com. Like, share, subscribe. Go on YouTube and subscribe to us there as well. We'd appreciate it. And we'll be back.
And keep being good to each other.